On the 24th of April, that's the eve of the day that commemorates the Anzac landings on Gallipoli in 1915, I saw for the second time the film, the movie, 1917. And I thought to myself, will we ever learn? In that film, particularly in the first half of it, where the absolute horrors of warfare, trench warfare, are revealed, we learn nothing from it. That was supposed to be the war to end all wars. That's how it was promoted at the time. And when it finished, that's how we thought it would be. The League of Nations was formed to help keep world peace. It did not happen. My own grandfather, when I met him as a little boy, was a cripple. He used to get out of bed with 2 walking sticks and groan his way down the stairs. He'd been in World War I, in the trenches, and he'd got something wrong with him. I don't know whether he'd been gassed or whatever it was, but he was ruined for the rest of his life. Hundreds of thousands were ruined, killed. Nothing's changed. I can remember a fellow in Toastmasters, a public speaking group I belonged to, started a speech this way. He said, "Ladies and gentlemen, supposing they, whoever they were, supposing they declared a war and nobody came. Well, of course, there'd be no war. But people do come. The young, the naive, the people who've been brainwashed into thinking my country, right or wrong, got to do what I'm told, etc. Yes, we never learn. I joined the Navy at 18, got out at 24 after the 6-year period. When I was 35, I had the opportunity to get back into, this time, the Air Force in a high position, probably as an officer, doing something I'd loved already, learned to do in the civilian life between those periods, between 1960 and 1971. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. My values had changed because I realised that everybody who supports war in any way is complicit in it, complicit in the suffering. If you work in an industry which makes armaments, you know that you're complicit in some way of causing suffering to others. You shrug it off, you don't even think about it. If you join the armed forces, the motivation to join has nothing to do with going away and killing people. Nothing at all. They advertise it as adventure, see the world and so forth. The real idea of it in the first place, based on fear of invasion, they could come and kill us, so we better get ready to kill them, is something which has permeated the human race for millennia. And it continues to do so. Will we ever learn? It comes down to our own individuality. Do we want peace? Or do we want this ego mind, this thought mind, which we imagine we are, to rule us, and through its emotions rule us? We are infinitely greater than that. We are responsible for our lives and how we choose to live those lives. If we live in peace, and enough of us do so, then the world will live in peace. But until that time, there'll be no change. Don't try to change the world. Change yourself. Become that peaceful, loving person yourself. And if enough of us do it, then the world will eventually live in peace.